Hello dear students, this is Amol Handore, Assistant Professor at KTHM College, Department of Zoology. I welcome you for this fourth lecture on taxonomic keys, types, merits and demerits. In the previous lecture, we have studied serial key and pictorial key along with its merit and demerits. In today's lecture, the learning objectives will be to study branching key, its merit and demerits, to study circular key with its merit demerits, to study box key with its merits and demerits, followed by computer key, its merits and demerits, and finally we will understand what is meant by polyclave keys along with the merits and demerits. So let's begin with the first type of key, that is branching key. So as the name suggests, it is a branching type of a key or a flowchart type of a key. So it is basically the flowchart type of a key which is used to identify organism. So in this branching or tree type of a layout, each of the organism characteristics are laid in a similar fashion in the form of flowchart, and the animals or plants which we want to identify, they are sorted into the different groups based on the yes or no type of questions. So by answering these questions, whether yes or no that particular characteristic is present or absent, it can easily lead to the identification of the particular organism. So basically by answering these questions, you are led to a specific direction with the help of this chart, and that will lead to the name of the organism which you are trying to identify. Now each question or the characteristics will give rise to a new branch of this branching type of a key, and each subsequent question will lead to a new sub branch. So with the example we'll understand what is meant by this, and this identification is finally reached at the end of tree's branches. Now this key is most useful when there are only few organisms to be identified. So this is the limitation of this key, that it can be useful when the number of organisms to be identified are very less in number. And this key is basically made for non-specialist, that means non-taxonomist, and it is meant for the small groups. So such keys are very much useful for the field workers, and they act as a useful and quick identification tool for the identification of the common species. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. So suppose I have an organism with nucleus. So I will follow this branching type of a key. First of all, the organism which I am trying to identify is a single celled or unicellular organism. So I have to refer to this branching type. So here I will see that organism has one cell. Further, since the organism has a nucleus, so I will move ahead with this branch of this branching key, and I will identify that organism is belonging to the kingdom Protista. So this is a very simple type example of a branching type of a key. Similarly, you can find another example here. So suppose I have two organisms, one which has abdomen shorter than thorax. So suppose I am trying to identify this first specimen which has abdomen shorter than thorax. So this is the starting point of the key. So obviously I will have to go to the this branch of this key. Then suppose this first specimen has second character that its head possesses two horns. So obviously I have to go to this branch, head with two horns, and based on these two characters I will identify this specimen belonging to the species A1. Now for specimen 2, suppose it has abdomen longer than thorax and it has head with yellow bands. Okay, so suppose the first character is matching, abdomen is longer than thorax. Now I will look for the second character, whether the thorax has presence of spine or it does not have spines. So suppose it is without spine, then I will have to go to this branch. Then I will see the next character, that is whether head with yellow bands or your head is without yellow bands. So suppose my specimen has yellow bands on its head, I will rightly classify it as belonging to the species A4. So this is how, with the help of a simple branching type of a key, you can easily identify the given specimens of unknown organisms. So now what are the merits of this branching key? So first of all, this key has advantage that couplets are composed of alternatives. So the first most important advantage of using this key is that it is useful when there are only few living species are to be identified. So this key becomes very simple to use. Even a non-taxonomist person can use this key and easily identify. Secondly, it is very easy to use. So like we have seen in two examples how easily we can use this key and identify the unknown organisms. Non-specialist, that means even a non-taxonomist who is not versed with the knowledge of identifying or the tools of taxonomy, even he can use this type of a key and he can easily identify the unknown organisms. Okay, now the demerits of the branching key is that it is not suitable when there are large number of species. So you cannot fit say 50 to 100 number of species in a single key. So this key has a limitation that it is suitable only when you have a fewer species to identify. So this is all about the branching type of a key. Now we move to the second type, that is circular type key. So as the name suggests, it is a circular in appearance. So this key is mainly used for non-specialist, that is say any layman or non-taxonomist can use this key, and it is also used for the small groups where the number of species to be identified, they are not very large in number. Now this key is also referred to as phylogenetic key because whatever couplets or the characters which are considered for identifying the organisms, they are based on the some phylogenetic characters. Okay, so such characters are selected for construction of this circular type of key. That's why it is also called as phylogenetic key. Now it is very useful for the quick identification of common species for the field worker. So whoever is working on field to identify the unknown species, he can easily use this key and identify the organism with very ease. Then this key is meant for small groups, that means fewer number of species only can fit into this circular type of key. It cannot be used for say more than 10 species. You cannot make a circular key fitting more than 10 to 15 species. Now it is also quite useful for the non-specialist, especially the field worker. So whoever is working on the field, this is very useful for them. Now let's take an example of circular type of a key. So here first we will see a very simple example. Suppose I have two specimens. One specimen is single celled and has a nucleus. So I will look at this key. So organism with one cell and has a nucleus. So I will classify it to the kingdom Protista. Suppose I have a second specimen which has more than one cell and it is heterotrophic in nature. So I will look at this key. I will follow this organism with more than one cell and those who are heterotrophic in nature. Now I will have to see another character. Suppose that organism is motile. So it belongs to the kingdom Animalia. Okay, so this is how, this is a very simple key. Even a layman can use this key and identify the unknown specimen of organisms. Now we'll see some a bit complicated circular key. The same example which we have taken earlier, that is being converted that into this circular type of a key. So that same branching type of a key can be fitted into a circular type of a key. So suppose the animal which, or the specimen which is given to me has abdomen longer than thorax, then obviously I will have to go to this side of the key. Suppose it has presence of wings, so I will have to go to this side because this is without wings. So I will go to this side, that it with wings. Now I will have to look at the third character of this insect. Suppose the thorax of this insect is smooth, so I will continue on this side of the key and I will identify that this particular insect species is species H, or whatever will be the name of that species will be mentioned here. So by following such simple characters, you can easily identify the different species using this circular type of a key. The only limitation that you have is fewer number can fit into this circle, so you cannot fit a large number of species into this circular key. Now let's see what are the merits of this circular type of a key. First of all, this key has advantage that if there are few living species needs to be identified, it becomes a very simple tool to identify the species. Secondly, it is very easier to use. Even a non-taxonomist or non-specialist can easily use circular key and identify the unknown specimen of organisms. So non-specialist can use it very easily. So these are the merits. Followed by the demerit of circular key is that it is not suitable for when the number of species are larger or more in number. So you cannot fit more number of species in that small circular key. So, and even if you try to make such a key fitting larger number of species, it will become more difficult for the identification. So it faces with this important demerit. Now we move to the next type of a key, that is box key. So as the name suggests, it is also a tabular box type structure where the characters are fitted. So the character of the box key are quite similar to your circular key. So this is also very useful for the field worker and it can be used by the non-specialist or non-taxonomist very easily. Then it is also referred to as phylogenetic key, because here also similar to your circular key, whatever characters which are selected for the construction, they are showing some phylogeny or evolutionary relationship. And this key is also meant for small group. So you can fit few number of species in a box key. You cannot fit larger number of species in a box key. So that is rather a demerit or disadvantage. So it is very much useful for non-specialist field workers who want the quick and immediate identification of the some unknown species which are present in particular area. So let's understand this box key with an example. So here you start from this side. You will suppose I am looking for that same insect and the specimen has suppose abdomen longer than thorax, then I will go to this side of the box. Then I will see the second character. Suppose the second character matches here, that the thorax is without spines, and then I will have to see the third character. Suppose the third character is head without yellow bands. So here I can find out the species which I am trying to identify is species A6, or whatever may be the name of that species will be mentioned here in this box. So you are just restructuring the structure of that particular key. So overall it is quite similar, branching key, circular key, or this box key. Just how you organize those characters in particular shape will give that name to that particular key. So now what are the merits of this box key? The merits are quite similar to the circular key, so that it is most useful when there are few species to be identified. It is very easy to use, even a non-specialist can use it very easily, and he can identify the unknown specimens. The demerit is also of the box key is similar to circular key, that you cannot fit more number of species because you have a limitation into that box, and if you try to fit more species, it will become more complicated to identify the specimens. So it is not suitable when number of species are more. Okay, now we move to the next type of a key, that is computer key. So here also the name suggests itself that the key is based with the use of computer. So in recent years, computer technology has become so advanced that using this technology we can construct dichotomous or other type of taxonomic keys. And by running such computer keys, it has become very easier with the help of these computer keys. Now the construction for constructing these computer keys, various information needs to be fed to the computer. So this information can be in the form of figures, photographs. So all such information first need to be given to the computer. Then only it can process whatever inputs we provide, and based on that it can identify the organism. So we have to use different type of program, and selection of appropriate program is also very important step in the using of computer keys. So by using appropriate programs, we can easily use the given data and process that data to identify the unknown specimens. Now it is very easier and less time consuming type of a key to compare characters of the unknown taxa with characters of the known taxa using the computer. So you just have to first make a particular program by giving all the relevant information, and then you have to give the input. So once you give the input, it will match with the provided database and it will give the output. So that output will help you to the identification. So for this, even the computer scanners are used. So whatever data you need to feed, that can be scanned, and then those whatever characters those are recorded, and that become the database for this computer type of a key. Now various programs are being used for using this computer key. So like Delta, that is description language for taxonomy, is a very commonly used system of programs for recording the taxonomic descriptions, or rather identifying these different or construction of these taxonomic keys using computers. Now this allows the whoever is using this key to answer one at a time. So you are being asked, the computer asks you a question, you give a proper input to the computer, and automatically it will give you the next question. So once you follow this, it is like a quiz. So once you follow that quiz, at the end of the quiz, you will get the conclusion. That is, you will be able to identify the given unknown organism. So what are the merits of this computer key? It is easier to use. So you are just asked some questions and you are answering those questions, and it will automatically generate new question. The computer is doing all the tasks. You are sitting in front, and you can easily, just by clicking, you will be able to identify the unknown specimen. So even non-specialist can easily use this type of a key, and they can identify the unknown organism. Now it is very much suitable even when the number of species are very much larger, or there are very large number of species to be identified, because you just have to make a program, give the all input in the form of information, in form of pictures or relevant information, and the computer will process it, and you can get the specific identification of the unknown specimen. Yes, it saves printing, because you don't have to get the printed copy of the key. Now let's see what are the demerits of using computer key. First of all, they are very difficult to construct, because you need to have the knowledge of programming, selection of proper program for the construction of the key, as well as you require a lot of database that needs to be fed in the form of input to the computer. Then only it can process and help in the identification. So it could become a very costly process. Also, it requires computer or supported other devices when you want to use this type of a key. So it does not become useful when you want to use it on the field. So field identification, or for field taxonomist, it becomes a constraint to use this computer key. So these are the demerits of computer key. Now, whatever these different type of keys, over the 4 lectures we have studied, uh, they have certain problems. So what are the basic problems using these dichotomous keys? So a key may be difficult to use at times, because key may not include all potential variations in the species. It is not possible that a single key can cover all the couplets or the potential different characters. So that is the limitations of these dichotomous keys. Then the key may rely on certain features which are not present in particular season. So there are some characters which are even seasonal characters. So if you include such characters in the key, it can become difficult for the identification. Thirdly, key may not include all species of interest. So there is not a single key which will help in the identification of all species. So all keys have their own merits and demerits. Sometimes one may misinterpret a feature, or can make a mistake while using this dichotomous key. So that is also bound to happen when one uses this dichotomous type of keys. So this is all about dichotomous keys. There are different types, merits and demerits. The last part of today's lecture, that is polyclave keys. Now whatever keys we have studied up to this last, that is computer key, are examples of the dichotomous key. Then there is second category, that is known as polyclave key. It is also referred by other names as multiple access key or synoptic key. So these are the other names for polyclave key. Now this is relatively a new alternative to the dichotomous keys. So it has been recently developed type of a keys, and it is becoming popular in the taxonomies, especially because of the ease of computerizing them. So you can easily convert these polyclave keys in the form of computer keys, and that can be very useful for the end user. Now the major advantage of this key is that they allow the user to enter key at any point. So what is mean by that? So you can use any character, whatever visible character you are looking at, you can use that character as an input for your key, and you can start your search from that particular character. Now in dichotomous key, we always have a starting point. So here there is no such starting point. Whatever character that you come across first, you can start with that particular character and go with the identification of species. So identifying organism with polyclave is like process of elimination. That means which characters are present and which are absent. So you are eliminating those characters which are absent. Now some example of polyclave keys are given here, which are developed by different universities for their own use. However, the development of these polyclave keys is bit difficult compared to other type of keys. That's why we do not have so many polyclave keys which are commonly used. So if we see merits or advantages of polyclave keys, they are easy to use. Secondly, they allow multi-entry, that is the user can start anywhere. Now this is a significant advantage because user can rely on characters that are most easy to observe rather than he has to deal with characters that may not be present in a specimen or which are poorly developed. Okay, so the starting point can be decided by the user himself. So there is no order. Okay, so you do not have to follow order like dichotomous key. User can work in any direction with any character. Now due to this, the process of identification becomes faster. So they are the faster keys. They are easily computerized. In fact, these keys are most commonly used in this form only. Paper versions are typically very large and they are not suitable to be used. So most of the polyclave keys which you get, they are in the form of computerized keys. Now what are the disadvantages of polyclave keys? There are very few keys which are developed and they are available as the polyclave keys. Next, it requires a computer for the making this type of polyclave keys. So which is not a problem if you are doing this in a lab setup, but it is not useful when you are going on the field for the field identification of species. Okay, so these are the two major disadvantages of using polyclave keys. So with this we conclude today's lecture. So if we summarize, today we have understood what is mean by branching key, what is mean by the circular key, then we understood what is box key, and we understood the merits and demerits of these keys, followed by what is computer key, what are its advantages and disadvantages, what are the possible problems faced during the use of these different type of dichotomous key, and lastly the second category other than dichotomous key, that is polyclave keys. So what are the characters of polyclave keys, what are their merits and demerits. So with this we conclude today's lecture. Thank you.